Welcome to the Fourth and Gold NFL podcast, week 9. We're officially at the halfway mark. Where has it gone? I mean, time is absolutely flying, but I'm loving every minute of it. So we're just going to go straight into Thursday night football to kick off week 9. Ravens at the Dolphins. I do have a Thursday night special, Paul. So give me 1 second. Okay. I think it's got chances. Like, we haven't had too much luck on a Thursday in terms of volume wins. We've had some big wins. But here we go. I've got Tua over 216 and a half passing yards. Devon Achan over 93 and a half total scrimmage yards. King Henry over 96 and a half total scrimmage yards. And to score an anytime touchdown. And to finish off, I've got Rashad Bateman over 20 receiving yards. You can get that on Virgin Bet at 10-1.
I love that because the Miami run defense, not last week, but over the course of the season, has been shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamar Jackson, who's expected to play coming back from an injury, might not be as involved running the football. So it might be handed over to King Henry.
And I'm thinking Bateman is at 20 yards. That could be one play for him. He
Yeah,
might only get 2 targets in the game, but they're usually chunky plays. So 2 are playing from behind most likely, I think. And if not, that means they're playing well. So, I think the sort of 216 mark, that could be good, provided the Ravens defense hasn't shifted too much, which is too early to go by. But let's get into the game. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the game?
my thoughts are that, yeah, Lamar comes back. So the easiest thing to do is say Lamar comes back. Okay, problem solved. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah, it is a massive plus if Lamar plays, which she's fully expected to do. But at the start of the season, Lamar Jackson wasn't the Lamar Jackson that we know. So while it is a massive bonus, I don't think they're necessarily going to just because of Lamar coming back, they're going to crush the Dolphins.
And just to say, the spread is 7.5.
Yeah,
It feels high.
yeah. Well, historically, when the Ravens win, they win big. But that's when the Ravens are firing. And
Mm.
you take the home teams in Thursday night games. Traditionally, that's a profitable strategy to just take the home team. I don't take anything really out of the Dolphins last week against Atlanta. Atlanta are a complete they're a completely crazy team. They can be elite on either side of the ball, and then they could be terrible on either side, and you just have no clue what's going to turn up on any given Sunday. So yeah, I don't take much into it, but it might give the Dolphins some confidence, and they're not now in the full blown tank because they've got another win on the board. So I don't. I'm just going to say that I think the Ravens are going to win. And I like your player prop bets. I like that kind of way into this game. I don't think it's a game that I'll get involved in financially just because of the uncertainty of Lamar Jackson coming back. What health is he at? He wasn't ready to play on Sunday, but he is ready to play 4 days later. I don't know. I think it's maybe I'll do my classic cop out and just say I need to watch the first couple of drives and do a bet in running, see what version of Lamar Jackson turns up, and also what version of the Miami defense turns up because this isn't a good matchup for them. They're really bad against stopping the run. Forget about last week. Bad Atlanta turned up. They're really bad against stopping the run. Doesn't bode well against the Ravens, and their secondary is trash, complete trash. So if the Ravens aren't running the ball because Lamar's not mobile Lamar and drops back and throws a lot, then the Miami secondary is trash. So yeah, I think Baltimore are gonna win either way. Win if it's majority running or majority passing. But I agree with you. Player props would be my way to go into this game and just wait and see what version of the Ravens turn up in the first quarter.
I agree with everything you said. Um, it's that's the big question. We don't know how healthy Lamar is. It's a hamstring. He's what, missed 3 games? Hamstrings can be a 6 week job, but it is the Ravens. He went through that mysterious kind of like full practice last week, quote unquote, and the Ravens are in a bit of trouble now with how they've listed that.
Yeah, that's a shitstorm with the gambling, isn't it? Because
Yeah, because the spread was out of the spread.
was
It,
six.
I think it was, yeah. So I'm sure, yeah, they're going to lose some draft picks probably. This week he was a full participant, uh, and I'm assuming the official full participant definition. I think the Dolphins, to me, I think they've like got their win for the month, maybe. Like, yay, we won another game.
Yeah,
Um, but saying that, they I feel like they do get up for these games. Like when they played the Bills on Thursday night earlier in the season, they were very, they played them close. It took a late Tua interception to kind of derail that game. And the Ravens are healthy. So now we're going to really see in the next few weeks what this defense can be, because we know it's not been good. We know they've had injuries, but you can't just put it all down to injuries. But we saw this last year, like the first half of the season. I don't think it was injury related, but and I forget the defensive coordinator's name. I think is it Bradley Orr, the ex-player. Um,
okay, yeah.
he figured it out in the second half of the season, where suddenly the Ravens were one of the best defenses in the league.
Mm.
I'm just going to pick the Ravens. It's Thursday night, so anything can really happen. Who's going to react best in the short week? Difficult to tell, but I'll roll with the Ravens. I don't really like them to cover, honestly. I think it's going to go one or two ways. They're either going to, almost lose this game, or win a blowout. I think they're probably going to win. I think they're probably going to almost lose the game, maybe. So Ravens win, Dolphins cover.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got the Falcons at the Patriots. Spread is 5.5. Do we know if Michael Penix is playing this week? Because if it's Kirk Cousins again, I almost wonder if Kirk Cousins is playing 4D chess. Like, the trade deadline is round the corner. Does he really want to get traded? I don't know. Like, I almost feel like psychologically his family's settled here. I think it's his wife's hometown or home area. And it's almost like if I play badly, no one will trade for me.
I think
I
he's.
don't,
I think he spoke. I heard that he spoke something. Somebody quoted. Somebody. I heard. I heard an NFL media source say that Kirk Cousins wants to be a starter. I don't know
yeah.
from him or it's from the famous sources around the NFL and how legitimate it is. But and
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because I watched the quarterback series in the summer and the guy looks very comfortable, and that's totally fine. Like, he's up there in age. I
yeah,
don't see the fire in him anymore. Like, he'll say it, like he says, "Oh yeah, compete and want to win a Super Bowl." I don't believe it anymore when he says it because it seems like there's a lot of other things going on, and that's totally fine. He's you know coming to the end of the career, so
But when has Kirk Cousins ever been a backup at the
not for a long time.
start
Yeah,
of his career? So with his age, he's not. If it is Kirk Cousins, then at his age, you would expect him to sort of need a couple of games or need reps to actually get back. So
yeah, that's fair.
he hasn't been the first team quarterback in training camp the off season. That was announced early, so he hasn't been practicing with the guys. And yeah, I think he. I'd expect to see a better performance. I'm not saying that it will be a lot better, but it's what I'm trying to say is completely new to him. This is the first time in his career, so he's never had to just okay, it's over to you, Kirk. He's had the reps, he's been there throughout the season, and he knows the plays and he knows everything. So this is a different way for Kirk Cousins. So maybe we'll see a little bit better this week if it is Cousins. And we don't know. I heard that we still don't know who's the Atlanta quarterback.
And Drake London was ruled out quite late on
Yeah.
Sunday, which probably didn't help. So let me just have a quick look at the old injury report.
And they did not run the ball last week, and they were expected to absolutely kill the Miami run defense, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
And Atlanta, right? So Atlanta run the most outside zone running plays in the NFL. That's just what they do. Like, and it's not even close. It's
Mm-hmm.
one, and then a huge chasm, and then everybody else. New England's the best in the NFL at stopping outside zone running plays. They're like it's less than 2 yards per carry. New England allow to outside zone. So that matchup, and you know Atlanta's not going to change. They've been running outside zone for this year during the Arthur Smith days. That's the Atlanta football team. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't expect Atlanta to be able to run the ball successfully.
I think it's a bad matchup. Like if it is Cousins, well, even if it's not, I mean, if they couldn't find success passing on Miami,
Yeah.
what chance do they have? And at home in the dome, what chance do they have going into New England, who do have good corners?
Yeah.
I will keep this very simple. I'm not that interested in watching this game, if I'm honest. Like, I'm still, I'm not a Patriots hater, but I'm just not like a Patriots enthusiast to really want to watch them play. They win, they cover. I think they'll do another number on the Falcons, kind of the way they did a number on the Browns last week overall.
Yeah, I think the danger for the Patriots this week would be complacency.
Mm,
They're feeling themselves a little bit, but this is the Mike Vrabel coach team, so I would be shocked if that's a factor. And that good Atlanta turn up.
ooh, yeah.
So, but you can't bet on that. You can't bet on the amazing version of the Falcons turning up because
Have they had a good road performance this year?
no,
Mm,
no. So they got shut out by the Falcons. They got their ass kicked by your team, and
mm,
then what? They must have played another road game.
yeah.
The schedule. Who else did they play on the road? So
Ah, the Vikings in that in that game against JJ McCarthy, which it was the lesser of the two bad offenses.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to pay attention to the Patriots. I'm like you. I'm not like bought into them yet, but their schedule is a fact. It's a fact. Just look at who they play, and they could you could wake up, not take the Patriots seriously, and they're they've won the AFC East. They're the number two, number three seed in the AFC. That's a real thing with the Patriots schedule, and the Mike Vrabel thing is a real effect. You can just see it in the way that they're playing. So yeah, I'm going to pay much more attention to the Patriots because when you've got people talking about Drake May as an MVP,
And a future Hall of Famer, I read today.
okay, well, yeah, I mean everybody's a future Hall of Famer if you have a Hall of Fame career.
I
He's
was going to say it's going to get awfully like tight in there if we're judging it on 7 games.
yeah,
And he
and
did play last year, right? Like it's like we're forgetting that he did play last year. So all this talk about he's better than Jaden Daniels already. I mean, let's just see how the rest of the season goes, okay?
the same people that probably said that Jaden Daniels was a Hall of Famer this time last year. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's just think about the big picture. Don't think about last week. And yeah, Drake May, he has got the physical capabilities to be a Hall of Famer. That statement is correct, but it's over a career of achievements. And right now, he was the quarterback of a 3-14 football team, was it? Or 4-13 football team last year? They,
Around that. Yeah.
they were in the, yeah, bad team. They were in the running for the number one overall pick until they won the game that they needed to lose at the end of the season. He was the quarterback. He was a starting quarterback for that team. Okay, yeah, the defense is not good, and Jared Mayo wasn't an NFL head coach, but he was still in charge. He still touched the ball on every offensive play. So yeah, let's just wait and see with New England. But their schedule's a true thing. And again, they get a nice matchup this week, home to the Falcons. But it's only a great matchup if Atlanta don't turn up and just have a what the fuck kind of performance. So we'll see. Yeah, I agree. New England win, New England cover, but I'd be worried about Atlanta being crazy.
Yep, that's fair. Right, on to the next one. We have got, I believe, oh, my screen has just gone. Let's have a look at this.
Packers?
Right. So we've got Panthers at the Packers. Spread is 13.5. That's a big spread.
That is a big spread. Carolina have had some good performances at home and yeah, had some good results at home. Their only road wins against the Jets, where they put up 13. Um, Green Bay were incredible in the second half in Pittsburgh last week. Jordan Love's just a special talent. And yeah, you hope that Green Bay just make it. Hope that Green Bay achieve what they could potentially achieve because this team's really good. Tucker Kraft, he was dominant last week.
National Tight End Day.
Yeah, that was the easiest. The Kelsey thing was the easiest prop bet week. Um, yeah, Green Bay is a really good team, and they seem to be able to win in a few different ways. They win close, they can win big. They almost sleepwalked through the first half last week, and still kind of won pretty handily in the second half. they're a team that can score every time they touch the ball. They can take the ball away on defense. Micah Parsons now seems to have adjusted to life in Green Bay. The rest of the defense has got talent. Like Josh Jacobs isn't even fully healthy. When he comes back fully healthy. The receivers, I mean, yeah, they've got a lot of guys, but have they got the elite guy? Well, they've now got Tucker Kraft who's turned up. They've got a lot of players, a lot of talent on this roster. It's going to be way too much for the Panthers. The Panthers, if this game was in Carolina, you'd give them potentially a kind of sucker punches chance of catching the Packers cold, but not in Green Bay. I think the spread is high though. 13 and a half is a lot. Um, yeah, Green Bay, I think this will be in a lot of people's survivor pools if they're still going. I think this is an automatic win for the Packers and stay healthy.
Yeah, I must have been sleeping during the off season to have said that the Packers could finish bottom of their division because they are a very good team. Very, very good team.
It
I
wasn't
made that projection.
at all. Like this is a stacked division, and this was
Yeah.
we didn't know that JJ McCarthy was gonna have the struggles that he has had so far and get hurt. So
Well,
yeah,
2 hours after I made that prediction, the Packers traded for Micah Parsons.
yeah. And they haven't even, that's the thing with this team, they haven't even seen the full effect of that yet.
Nah, yeah, agreed. I do have one hesitation though with the Packers. It's the head coach because he is a little bit too conservative for my liking. Like he said at halftime of the Steelers game, um, yeah, we know that we need to be aggressive now. And I'm like, be aggressive from the start. Like you've got the players, you've got the team to do it. You don't have to throw it sideways for the first half and play extra careful. And I get it. He wants to be like super efficient. We don't want turnovers, but you do have to have an element of aggressiveness. Otherwise, you turn into, you know, we had 70% completion rate. Okay, but you're scoring 9 points in the first half. And some of these throws that we saw in the second half, like that one to Christian Watson, I've given Jordan Love a bit of an alter ego. Like he can turn into Michael Jordan Love, the way that he makes some of these big plays. And as you said, the talent is ridiculous. And I just think, you know, I get you want to be careful, but you've got the guy, in my opinion, and just let him grow. Because I said in the off season, we're only just scratching the surfaces with him. Like this isn't the the peak or the apex of Jordan Love's ability. Like so that I think that there's still plenty of room for him to grow. And this guy Tucker Kraft, I mean, I said that Love loves his tight end, and he's taking it to another level now. I mean, okay, the big play, there was a push off. That should have been called. Like, but it wasn't called. And what he did with the rest of the play, you're sort of thinking, this, like, where has this beast suddenly awakened from? I know he's been making plays, but we haven't seen him make those kind of angry run plays. And that was definitely his night. Christian Watson is injured again, I think. So he came back for the Steelers game, and I think he's injured straight away. So that's disappointing because I think when everyone is healthy, and we've had this debate about who's the Packers' number one receiver. Don't really need one when you've got this many weapons. And Golden wasn't even involved in the game at all. So I think there's still some stuff to figure out with how they operate this passing game. But sky is the limit. They're not going to have to worry about that this week. I don't like the Panthers. I know that they have won some games, so good for them. But it's a bad team at the end of the day. It's still a bad team, and they're going into Green Bay. This won't be good for them. But I hate this spread. Like I hate these types of spreads. 13 and a half. So Packers definitely win the game, but I will actually say that the Panthers cover more so because I think Green Bay, bit of a theme this year, play with their food a bit. It won't be in doubt, but maybe they win by just like 10 with a backdoor cover. Next up, we've got the Bears at the Bengals. The Bears are an odd team. Like they have really good moments, and then they have moments like they did at the end of the Ravens game, where I think they had about, was it just under the 2 minute warning? They're at the goal line, and that was a complete fiasco. I know the game's probably lost, but just those little things are bad signs to me still that they got to fourth down on what, like 30 seconds to go? It was a complete shambles. They're still figuring it out. The Bengals, on the other hand, I don't know how they lost that game. Like they were way up, and the defense, as we know, is not very good. I love this team for props. I think that they will give away a lot of points as long as Flacco's healthy, which sounds questionable this week. If he's healthy, they should still put up a lot of points. So if Flacco plays, I do love the over 51 points. But who wins? I don't have a good feel at all. The Bears are favoured. The Bears are favoured, but they're banged up. I feel like there's a bit of an issue though with the Bears. Like the number one, they're clearly targeting a Dunze, but I don't think he's ready. Like, what happened to, the big contract you gave to DJ Moore? Surely he is the number one. And as we've sort of said in the last few weeks, the tight end selection, it feels like they've got that wrong. Not to say that Loveland will not be a good player, but it's just more about what we've seen from Warren so far. Oh, I'm going to take the Bears, I think, because, well, the difficulty is Flacco. We don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't play, I'm definitely taking the Bears.
Well, his injury is a sprained AC joint in his shoulder. So if he does play, and you know that the Bengals, like they saw enough in the limited time that we saw Jake Browning to immediately trade for Flacco. So you know that the Bengals are going to give Flacco every possible chance to play.
Mm. I'm going to take the Bears just on that basis because if Flacco does play, I will be worried that he won't make it through the game. And if it's a AC sprain, you say, so that's on his throwing arm.
I don't know if this will make a difference to your pick, but I heard that the Bengals defense had a players only meeting this week. I don't know if that's going to impact your decision on this game.
Wow, Bears win, Bears cover.
Okay. Wanted to give you full possession of the facts.
Thank you. It nearly swayed me.
Yeah, the Bengals defense. We're aware that we're totally trash, guys. Yeah, the Bengals defense in recent times has gone back to being the Bengals defense after a couple of weeks of not being the Bengals defense. And this is the Bengals defense that has given Justin Fields potentially his first and only win this season. And yeah, it's a little bit different, but Aaron Rodgers has had his best game of the season against the Bengals defense. They're the last two outings from the Bengals defense. both of these teams don't really rush the passer well at all. Except Montez Sweat is decent for the Bears, and the Bengals Hendrickson. But those are two individuals. As a team, both of these teams are not good at pressuring the quarterback, and they don't really blitz that much either. So, and they're not really both. What I'm trying to get to, both defenses are not good. They can't rush the passer. They don't really blitz, and both secondaries are not great. So yeah, I agree. This could be, if Flacco was healthy, this is an over game. Caleb Williams, like, I don't know if Caleb Williams is Jordan Love or if he's Patrick Mahomes that needs to learn a little bit more. You have no idea, like, because it was only a couple of years ago where Jordan Love was. Do you remember the Jordan Love talk from a couple of years ago?
The first half of the
Oh,
season he started.
yeah, we don't know if he knows the playbook. We don't know if he's a fit for LaFleur's offense. This is a talk with Caleb Williams. Like, he doesn't seem to fit Ben Johnson's offense. Ben Johnson needs a conventional drop back, play action quarterback, not a chaotic quarterback who runs around when he maybe sometimes doesn't need to necessarily run around to make plays. But
And his throwing, the way that he throws it, like he throws it so quickly, like I'm almost like that's why you're having accuracy issues, because you want to throw it with such velocity that you're losing the accuracy.
yeah, some of the throws, like, you're almost saying, thinking to the receiver, like, good luck even catching it if it's on target, because yeah, like you said, they're they're coming out of his arm with such velocity. And I don't know with Caleb Williams. I think if anyone's going to get him right, it would be Ben Johnson. Just might take some time. Like,
Yeah.
it might take some time, and we need more patience in the NFL. So forget about last year. He had Eberflus and a defensive head coach. So let's just wait and see with the Bears.
And Ben Johnson chose to go there. So, he's not going to give up on him quickly. Like he's gone there for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. You just wonder with those kind of situations, like fast forward 2 years, who will last longer in Chicago?
Mm.
Who will still be there at the end of Caleb Williams's rookie contract? Will it be the quarterback or will it be the head coach?
Or will they have figured it out?
Yeah, you just don't know. And that's what it is, because he's got the physical capabilities to do it. But I watch Caleb Williams sometimes and I just want him to calm down.
Agreed.
Yeah, too much uncertainty with the Bengals. Who's going to play quarterback? It's almost a wait and see. If Flacco does play and he's limited, then it takes away a lot of what the Bengals want to do. They want to throw the ball down the field.
They've had great success with Flacco in that regard.
Yeah, but he's a 40-year-old quarterback with a dodgy shoulder. It just doesn't sound good for this week. So I'm going to take the Bears, and I hope that this is a confidence game for Caleb Williams, because you want to see young, talented quarterbacks achieve their potential. You don't want to see busts. At least I don't. So yeah, if he's going to get confidence, it would be against the Bengals defense. So I hope that Caleb has a great game this week, and I'm predicting that he does, and the Bears win. Bears win, Bears cover. Caleb has a good game.
Just to say, did you see Jamar Chase's post-match interview last week?
I did see something. I don't remember what he said, though.
So basically, he was asked about how does the Bengals defense improve? and he said, "Ask Zach." He looked. I mean, I hate to see it because this is a superstar in the league, and we're going to come. We're going to get to his LSU brother in the next game. You want to see these players on good teams, and it sucks that once again it seems the Bengals aren't going to be good. So on to that next game, Vikings at the Lions. Carson Wentz is out for the season. JJ McCarthy is back after what, a 7 week layoff with a high ankle sprain. A nice, easy return for him going into Detroit, who are coming off the bye week, having paid Aiden Hutchinson, who can now just run riot and not think about contracts or anything like that. Just let loose. As I was saying about Jamar Chase, I feel like the same way about Justin Jefferson. We're seeing, I don't want to put him in this ilk yet, but it's almost like we're going to see a Megatron 2.0 career with Jefferson, where he's going to make spectacular plays, put up, ridiculous numbers, but never really win because the team can't figure it out. It's almost like a bit of an opposite. Megatron had the quarterback, but they didn't really ever have the team. And the Vikings at times have kind of had a team, but they don't have a quarterback. So there's a lot of pressure now on JJ McCarthy. And I hate to say it, but there should be a lot of pressure on this GM. I mean, me and you were talking about it earlier in the week. Who have they passed on to, in the last 2 years? They took Dallas Turner, as you said. That meant that they missed out on Jared Verse. That's a big one. They've taken JJ McCarthy and they've missed out on, okay, slightly less, Bo Nix. But it feels like now JJ McCarthy has derailed a lot of good things that were happening. And I don't want to pile on the guy because he's barely played. He's played 3 games. But Sam Darnold had a great season until it went in the toilet. Fair enough. They moved on from him because of JJ McCarthy. And that is not looking so great right now. So,
well, they offered him. I heard they offered him money, just not to the Seahawks level.
and the Seahawks didn't go that high.
No. So yeah, when you've made that decision, when you've drafted that quarterback, then your decision has been made ahead of time. So then when Sam Darnold had that year, then we committed ourselves last year to this. So
Yeah.
and apparently they even offered Daniel Jones money, like similar kind of enhanced backup kind of money. And he quite right, well, it's turning out to be a great decision, said, well, the Colts are offering me something and I've got a real good chance of winning that job. If these two guys had have stayed in Minnesota, then Minnesota have already made their decision the year before because of that draft choice that they made. So yeah, but they made so their predicament now was made that draft night.
Yeah. It's really hard to come back after 7 weeks and just hit the ground running when you haven't even put together, great quarterback play in the NFL yet. Like he's barely played. So this is an awful game to come back to, in my opinion. And the Vikings defense, they can't stop the run. Like they're actually terrible now against the run. And this ain't the team to have that problem against. And we saw the last time the Lions played, their offensive line will throw you around. And you give Gibbs, who it feels like is now getting the higher volume of touches. Like Big Dave can't, he's kind of really playing now a supporting cameo role to Gibbs. hopefully he stays happy with that because together, that's the perfect duo you want. But you can't hold back Gibbs. Gibbs is a superstar in the making. We see it. One hole, just one little small hole, 80-yard touchdown. So I give the Vikings no hope. And in a season where anything can happen and has happened, it's a divisional, so they know each other very well. That's always scary. I'm taking the Lions. And the 9-point spread, that doesn't scare me either. I'm taking the Lions to cover. I'm not saying this is going to be like that, that sort of vintage Lions put up 50 kind of game. But I do think they're going to win this pretty comfortably, just because as well, the fact that JJ McCarthy hasn't really played and is now coming off an injury, that's a tough ask.
Yeah, this is the Lions. The Lions were on a bye last week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't seen the Lions injury report, but you would expect that some of their guys that were missing on defense might be back, and they were performing well without them.
Mm-hmm.
In recent time, they had that game where they got involved in stupidity in County, but apart from that, I mean, the Lions have killed a few teams this year. Their losses have come against the Packers and the Chiefs. So
Roll on Thanksgiving, I tell you. Packers Lions, I cannot wait.
yeah, that's going to be a great game. Revenge as well, like potentially for the division, seeding in the conference. Yes, yeah. But with JJ McCarthy, I think just everybody, yeah, he does not look good. I'm not gonna disagree with that, but let's just relax. It's magnified because of Darnold and Daniel Jones. It's magnified the decision, but let's give. They've made the decision now, so just they are committed. Just let the guy play. Well, they've got no choice now because even Carson Wentz is out for the year. But let the guy play.
What do you do though? Like if you're Justin Jefferson, do you ride this out or like amicably? Should both parties think about a move here? Because you trade Justin Jefferson, you get a lot of picks, I think, and Justin Jefferson deserves the chance to play for a contender, in my opinion.
I think he's totally fine. He's been paid. He doesn't. He doesn't. I haven't heard too much that he's a problem wide receiver, like he's going to make problems in the locker room.
No, he's not going to make problems, but I just hate to see, like we saw it with Megatron. Megatron never won a playoff game. He's one of the best receivers of all time. And it feels like it's going that way with Jefferson.
Yeah, I think wait a season with JJ McCarthy. Give him all of this year, and obviously they're going to give him next year as well. Like, and wait and see. And Jefferson's young enough to be in this league and then not get extended or get traded towards the end of this contract.
Yeah.
How old is Jefferson now? He's mid-20s. He's not, you know.
To be fair, he is going to be great for a lot. Oh, he's only 26. Okay. I'll pump the brakes.
Look, we're not at like a critical point for Justin, and he's never ever going to win. And he's fine. He's fine for now. If he was, it's not an AJ Brown Eagles situation just yet.
No, no.
It's a different thing.
And if JJ McCarthy can just throw it in his vicinity, I've said it before, this guy's quarterback proof. Like he is I think this is like an all-timer in the making.
Yeah, and they're not trading Justin Jefferson. If JJ McCarthy has any chance of making it as an NFL starting quarterback, he needs Justin Jefferson. That's going to help him.
True, true. Yeah.
They'll keep Jefferson around to see what they've got with JJ McCarthy. If he can't, yeah, if you can't be successful with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson, then yeah, you're not really going to make it. But sometimes, the NFL is a funny league. Like sometimes it's about luck and timing and your situation. I mean, look at Sam Darnold. Look at Daniel Jones, the two guys that were in this building last year.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy's played 3 games, so I am being unfair.
Not on their original, the team that originally drafted them.
Mm.
Sam Darnold's been on what? The Jets, the Panthers, the 49ers for a little period. So it doesn't always work out.
Mm.
Baker has been on multiple teams. So let's just wait and see with JJ McCarthy. He doesn't look good though so far.
Yeah.
But a big part of this game is kind of confidence and wait and see. This game, yeah, I don't get why the Lions are 8-point favorites and the Packers are 13-point favorites. Because I think the Lion offense, when they get it together, are a little bit more explosive than the Packers.
Maybe Vegas is respecting the Vikings a little bit too much.
Yeah, because the Lions, when they get, the Lions can blow out teams, have fun doing it. And I think this could be one of them. Yeah, Lions win, Lions cover. And yeah, everyone just relax. JJ McCarthy, just relax. Give him some.
Okay. Right, next up, I'll tell you what, I'm really actually quite excited about this game. The Broncos at the Texans, two of the best defenses in the league. How is this one going to go, Paul?
So, yeah, I was shocked when you said you're excited for it because you're excited in a non-conventional sense. Like we're supposed to be excited by offense and points. And
This is old school. Like you're going to have to fight for every yard.
I don't get this line move. So this line move, the Broncos were the favorites on the opening line, and now it's swayed the other way. So the Texans are favored at home by 1.5 points.
Is it because like Satan is not going to play?
Yeah,
Greenlaw might not play. That would be my only guess.
okay,
but that's a lot. That's a big swing.
Yeah, it is. And the Houston Texans wins this year against the Titans, who can't rush the quarterback, don't pressure. So what I'm trying to say, like the Texans' offensive line and the Texans have had success against teams who cannot pressure the quarterback or are towards the bottom of the league in pressuring the quarterback. That is not the case with the Denver Broncos. So Denver Broncos are, I think, number one in the league in pressures, and they pressure with multiple guys.
I almost think that the headline of the Texans beat the 49ers may play into it. But the 49ers had third string players on that line, and it showed. We didn't pressure Stroud at all.
Yeah, the Texans have had success when CJ Stroud has not been pressured. So against the Ravens, when the Ravens have had their problems on defense, the Titans, and the other win, the 49ers last week. Yeah. So yeah, and then when they've lost to, the Bucks, and they've lost to the Seahawks, and they lost to the Jags, and yeah, this team this is not a good matchup for Houston at all. This offensive line is not going to match up well against this Denver front. The Satan thing is a concern because that's part of their pass rush. He holds it down a little bit, just gives them maybe a couple more seconds to get home. I think CJ Stroud's going to be running for his life this week. The over under is 39. Like Vegas knows this game's going to be low. But has Bo Nix hasn't played well this year either.
Nope.
And he's kind of put together spells of good play, but not consistent spells. Not like over, I don't think he's had a complete game this year. But he's kind of flying under the radar because the Denver defense is playing so well.
He has a tough assignment as well this week.
Yeah, he does. But his line is better than the Texans' O line.
Mm-hmm.
So he might not be running around as much as CJ will be. Because of that, I'm going to take the Broncos because I think their offensive line being so much better than the Texans' offensive line is a huge plus for Denver. And every game that Houston's lost this year has been in games where they've just been completely dominated in the trenches. Well, their D line can dominate, but their offensive line, just where their offensive line has got completely overwhelmed by the other team's pass rush. And that's going to happen this week. I've got no doubts that I don't see a way that they can cope with Denver's pass rush. And it doesn't matter that the game's in Houston because it's not going to be you don't have an advantage on defense with the home field and that's not going to make a difference for Houston at all. I think that Denver's going to have a day against this offensive line. And I feel bad for CJ Stroud in advance. Like you just hope he doesn't hurt in this game. This is a recipe for disaster. This is a recipe for multiple sack games. And him getting flustered, like turnovers, rush throws, pick six, strip sack crumble, those they're all on the table in this game. I don't get the shift in line move. I get it maybe about Satan, but if you're reading into, like you said, if you're reading into the 49ers Texans game, you're not paying attention. Like the 49ers don't pressure the quarterback because they've got no guys left. They're all on IR. So Denver's team are not on IR. They're going to turn up this week and they're going to cause Houston problems. Denver win, Denver cover. Prayers for CJ Stroud.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. This is a terrible matchup. It's this Denver pass rush against that very, very bad Houston offensive line. Like I said, the Niners have got third string edge rushers now. Third string. Not even like our backups are good. You know, Bryce Huff, wow, like he's been brilliant, got injured. So we're on to third string. This is not a third string pass rush. And yeah, this is like bloodbath football, I think. Low scoring. Tough day. It will be a tough day for the Broncos offense. I give the Texans all the credit on defense last week. They shut the 49ers down. But there was another advantage last week for the Texans, and it was the intel that DeMeco Ryans had on Shanahan's offense and Salah's defense that he worked under. You don't have those extra pieces of information this week. So I'll keep it short. Broncos will win this game, therefore cover. And I do say under the 39.5 because, like you said, CJ Stroud is going to be under immense pressure in this game. What I would say is and I know it's Captain Obvious, but it was pleasing from a neutral point of view to see that CJ Stroud can still play when he's not under pressure. That was a good sign, but that's not going to be the norm for him. So he's going to have to figure it out a little bit as well. Not going to happen this week, in my opinion. Broncos win, Broncos cover. Next up, 49ers at the Giants. So the most injury prone team is heading to the graveyard turf that takes out everyone, basically. There's an ACL tear every week, or every year, sorry. So I'm just praying that the 49ers can go into this stadium and everyone leave healthy, because this is just the worst possible place to go when you're banged up. You hate to see Scatterboo go down, like he's out for the season with a horrific injury. That's a tough loss for them. They've already lost neighbors. The one thing that stands out to me in this match, though, is the fact that the Giants are very poor against the run. And this feels like a Christian McCaffrey kind of game. Like, just get the ball in McCaffrey's hands, get in those 7 blocking sets with Kittle and Juszczyk, and just ram it down their throat. Because the defense is going to struggle in this game. You need to win time of possession, because Dart will make plays. They're at home. Dart's going to make plays on this defense. And there's no two ways about it. So it's really a case of, can the 49ers win time of possession? I think they can. And it's a scary game. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't feel confident about the Niners winning this from a Niners fan point of view, but it's one we have to win. So the fact that they lost Scatterboo is big for me. The fact they can't stop the run is also big for me. And I've just got to hope and pray from a biased point of view that this defense can just do enough. I think they can. 49ers favored by 2.5. We haven't seen Nick Martin this year. And there's talks that he might be about to come in. And I have been very excited about this guy. It seems he's very raw, though, because Shanahan has not been willing to pull the trigger on him. You know, there's guys like third string guys who are in front of him. So that tells you he's not ready. But he might have to be this week because we're running out of guys. I just think that the fact that there's no Scatterboo is a big deal. Dart's going to have to really lift the offense. And I trust the coaching. I know we said that last week and they got shut down, but that was a different situation. 49ers win. Run CMC. Yeah, run CMC day. 49ers cover.
Yeah, I don't feel great about picking the 49ers, and I think they've done really well to win the games that they have so far.
Mm.
It's but I heard that the injury report for this game was 31 players combined. Two of the most injured teams in the NFL facing off on, like you said, the graveyard of fields, graveyard of state in the graveyard of stadiums. So, yeah, we just hope that there's not more. Yeah, Jackson Dart needs to just continue to learn, and this is probably a good game to kind of sit back there. The 49ers aren't going to pressure that much and learn how to play the quarterback position at the NFL level. You know, he's had some great moments so far, but they seem to have been in crazy games. Like, can he just have a normal game where he drops back, reads the defense like over and over and over again? He's been involved in some crazy, crazy games, and most of his best plays is when he's taken off. So yeah, he, he has played well. Uh, 49ers, like, yeah, that Houston game, I mean, you knew it was going to catch up eventually, and it just all kind of came on top in one game.
Mm.
And when you, like I said, with Houston, when we come to the Texans, if you can't pressure them, then CJ's still really, really damn good at throwing the football when he's got time. Yeah, Mac Jones has still played well and still made some plays last week. So yeah, don't feel 49ers win, 49ers cover, and let's continue to see Jackson Dart and the exciting potential that he has.
It could be Purdy this week, so we'll see.
So is it that much of an upgrade? Is Purdy with the turf toe that much of an upgrade on Mac Jones currently? Because Mac Jones is playing well. I'm not saying that there's a controversy or anything like that. I'm not saying that if Purdy's fully healthy, then of course he's your guy. But what I'm trying to say, is there that much of an upgrade?
I don't think that's controversial at all. Like you know, I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's not saying that, you know, it's the situation that they're in. Like Mac Jones, I don't think we've seen him play even when he had that really good rookie year. He's played better with the 49ers, I think.
Mm.
And Purdy's the same. He's played well, you know, in a stacked 49ers offense. So I don't think it's crazy. Um,
Yeah,
and I think either way, as long as one of them is healthy, like I feel like I would feel like at least good about the offense.
yeah. I don't think there's that much of a difference. And Purdy's periods in his career where he's had massive success is when you had Debo, when you had Ayuk, when you had Kittle, when
Hmm.
being healthy, when you had CMC, when you had Shanahan calling plays, when everything was kind of rolling. And then
Yeah,
when they were banged up, then
that's when the turnovers started happening more. Yeah.
yeah, what was it? A 6-win team, 5, 6-win team last year.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. The interesting thing is, and I probably said this 2 weeks ago, but we're probably a week or two away from having a full complement on offense. That's the funny thing, because Kittle's back. I mean, Kittle made that crazy catch. Not even crazy for him. Yeah, two defenders bashing into me. Oh well, that's a touchdown. Um, Jennings, I'm worried about Jennings because his injury report is the same every week. It's shoulder slash hip slash ankle. So it's like, do we just sit him for a week to get healthy? Um,
well, did you pay him? Because he was after a contract. Has he been paid?
Not properly. Well, he got paid last year. Bit of a Hendrickson situation.
Right.
He got sort of paid, and then he was really good because Ayuk and Debo. Well, Ayuk was out. Debo's role diminished, and suddenly he played like a number one receiver. Well, like a low end number one receiver. And suddenly it was like, I need more money than this. And
Yeah.
the 49ers said,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
So it sounds like he's having the creative injuries. Maybe now he doesn't make
They
right.
are legit. They are legit. Like you saw the on the Jaguars touchdown, I was like, his ribs are going to be on the injury report, and it was hip basically. So the thing is, he's playing through it. Like I see him, in the locker room interviews during the week. Like he just wants to play, so he's playing through it.
Yeah.
We're going to get Pistol back, and Ayuk, I think, is 2 weeks away. So
Damn, you always forget about him. He's been out.
yeah,
What is it now? A year and a half?
a year and a bit. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. This
So
this is the guy who turned down all that money from the Browns. He said, "Fuck,
yeah,
I'm not going. I'm not going there."
And we're gonna come to teams who are having these issues now. But it's another example of, if you're going to pay him early and don't let him miss the off season, because this is the sort of thing that can happen when you miss the off season and you're not properly conditioned.
Yeah.
Right, we move on. Colts at the Steelers. Colts favored by 3.5. I'm going to hand this over to you, Paul, but I just want to say this one thing that was quite interesting that I saw this week. The Steelers' defense allows more points in the second half than the first half. And on the whole, this season, the Steelers' offense scores more in the first half than the second half. When those things come together, that's not good.
Yeah, this is the highest paid defense in the NFL. And this is what they're putting out there so far. And it's not just all around on defense. Like they have games, they have moments.
Yeah.
They have the game in Dublin where, but it's the game in Dublin and the game in New England, but it's all based on turnovers.
Mm.
When there's no turnovers and they just play their base defense, which they do all the time, then good teams pick them apart eventually. And when you've got old cornerbacks on the outside, they get exposed when you're asking them to do the same thing over and over again because good teams see and know what is coming and game plan to counter that. And the pressure's not being successful on a consistent basis. And even their most successful pass rusher so far is Nate Herbig, who doesn't see the field because TJ Watt's been paid and Highsmith has been paid. But they can't put their best so far, well, best statistically pass rusher on the field because that's not what the Steelers do. They don't change and make adjustments and go, okay, well, we'll put the three guys on the field at the same time. No, we have two outside linebackers and they rush the pass. They rush. So it's like, why don't you rotate the three or put all three? Crazy thought, put all three on the field at the same time. But that's just the summary of the Steelers and lack of adjusting to what's happening on in-game, play-by-play, at halftime. Like you said, the second half stats, just this past game, they're winning. They're beating up on the Packers in the first half, and then they get crushed in the second half. So this game, right? So onto this game. This game should not be close. So the Colts are putting up historic numbers on offense and against this Steelers defense. So they should have a day. And the Colts defense is good enough to like hang around and not let the Steelers like get away from them in that sense. I don't know. This game, the only way that win this game is that it's a 1 o'clock game. It's on grass. The Colts are a dome team. They've only played one game on grass this year, which was the Titans, and that's the Titans. And it's Mike Tomlin is just somehow performs some tricks and manages to win this game. I don't think that's going to happen based on the defense is not going to turn around. They've benched Darius Slay, which is the right thing to do because he's I think 2 or 3 years older than the next oldest starting cornerback in the NFL. So it was about time, and he was getting exposed, and he was making business decisions, avoiding hits and not tackling.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think Slay's days are done, and they're going to start Eccles on the outside. And because of that, they're letting Ramsey play outside, and Ramsey even at his stage of his career is not an outside cornerback. He needs to play in the nickel. He can make plays in the nickel, but if you're asking Ramsey to cover guys on the outside, and you're leaving these guys on an island as well, and you're just letting the receivers know what coverage they're playing, and they're just running straight past them because they haven't got the speed that they once had. It's frustrating watching this team because you almost know, rinse and repeat what you're going to get. And Tomlin's got to change, but after 20 years, well, approaching 20 years, is he going to change? I don't know. I don't know. He was asked this week about the defensive coordinator and should he hand over play calling duties to somebody else. Well, let's be honest. Tomlin calls the plays on defense. He's not going to admit to that, but he's if he doesn't call every play, then he's heavily involved in every play call. Like,
Mm.
so what's he going to do? Fire himself? And what's the owner going to do? Fire Tomlin? No, that's not what the Steelers do. So unless something drastic changes, then nothing's going to change. And the only way they win this game is because of voodoo or witchcraft or some craziness, which does happen. There are games like this, the kind of Ravens, Lamar Jackson games against Duck Hodges where they come to town and you're like, how the hell did they win that game? But those things have happened before and might happen again. But this defense is not good. And the Colts are rolling at the moment. Jonathan Taylor, yeah, he,
4 games of 3 touchdowns. Like one game of 3 touchdowns is, not really heard of that often. But to have four in one half of a season, I know there's some bad teams out there, but that's ridiculous.
yeah. But the Colts are interesting because they've got the Chiefs upcoming, and I mean, they beat the Broncos, but they've got some tougher tests ahead.
Mm.
But yeah, this Steelers defense, I mean, eventually you'd think that they'd improve, but I think this is the worst pass defense statistically in the NFL. Like that's that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, I can't see it this week. I think the Colts are going to win. But yeah, what's frustrating is just when the team doesn't change. They don't change in game. They don't change. They don't change week to week. It's the same thing. And unless they force turnovers, then they're not going to win this game. And they haven't been doing that recently. And I think it's going to have to be multiple turnovers against this Colts team. So yeah, I think it would be a miracle if the Steelers win this game. I'm surprised the spread's only 3. That's respect to the Steelers and them at home. But yeah, the Colts aren't getting enough love because of their schedule. But they have had some games in there. They have beat some teams, and they're potentially that Mitchell nightmare on the goal line away from being undefeated so far. So yeah, yeah, I hope I see a miracle this week and there's some changes on the Steelers defense, but I don't expect to see that. Colts win, Colts cover.
Mm. Mike Florio said this week the steel curtain has turned into a shower curtain.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's hard because it almost feels like the gamble with these older players that they've traded for, signed, it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah,
And the fact that they messed around with TJ Watt in the off season, either pay him or trade him like early, like pay him early. You were always going to pay him, so get it done. I think that plays into why we haven't really seen the normal TJ Watt, in my opinion. But he's only one player, so that's not going to change a lot. And it's just a shame because Rodgers has played pretty well. with what you've got. Like DK Metcalf has played pretty well. They've put up enough points in most games, I think. And it's like, why couldn't this offense have been paired with the Steelers defense of 2 years ago? It's like it doesn't hasn't quite worked out the way that you want where it all comes together.
Yeah, there's always been that ever since. It's almost been that on a year-to-year basis since 2018.
Mm.
Remember the 2018 Steelers with the killer bees, and that defense was historically terrible. There's the offense is here and the defense is there, or vice versa. It's never been together. But that's the NFL salary cap era. But when you've got the highest paid when you've got the highest paid defense, but the offense is your strongest unit, then you got a problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, exactly. So not much to add from me. I think the Colts will win this game. I think the Colts will cover. I have talked about Steelers' mystique a couple of times this year and been burned. Feels like that has run out a little bit. And then, yeah, the moment you think that happens, they go and win the game. But I can't do that this week. Have to pick the Colts. They're red hot. Can the Steelers slow down Jonathan Taylor? Well, if they do, they've got some weapons in the passing game. The catch by Michael Pittman Jr., that was a crazy catch. We've obviously seen Warren, and their deep threat seems to be Pierce. Like, not just this year. He's always kind of been their home run guy. So this offense looks pretty good. It's whether or not I'm not even going to say it. Daniel Jones is playing well, so we're not even going to entertain like, is this a old Daniel Jones week? Steelers have a lot to figure out, and that loss to the Bengals really hurts now because I think the Steelers have got quite a difficult road ahead, right?
Oh, the schedule's brutal.
Yeah.
Schedule's
So
brutal. I think it's the Chargers up next. You've got the Ravens twice. You've got the NFC North. So you played the Packers. You've got the Lions.
wow.
Got the Lions, Bears. You played the Vikings and the Packers, but yeah, you've got the Lions and Bears on deck.
Because 5-2 right now, yeah, you know you're going to take. You know there's some tough games ahead, but you're like, okay, 5-2. This is still manageable. 4-3 can quickly, that can really turn quickly now.
Yeah, it really can because the Ravens games, like a few weeks ago, the Bengals and the Ravens games looked a lot different to what they do now.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
you've got the Bills on this schedule. I mean, there's Ravens twice, Lions, Bills, Bengals again. Browns isn't a gimme either.
No, no.
Like, yeah, it's a tough schedule.
So the defense has to figure it out, and I don't have confidence right now that they will, because the offense is doing enough for, like we've said, the investment has been made in the defense. That should be the best unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Rodgers on 10 million a year. Don't forget.
Yeah. Okay, so we move on. Chargers at the Titans. The spread is 9.5. I really have nothing to say about the Titans other than it's just a sorry situation. Feels like we're saying the same thing every week. No support for Cam Ward, not a good coaching structure. Chargers win. They ran the ball down the Vikings' throat last week in the second half, which was interesting with Vidal. And I do think that Herbert's playing well this year. Like, given the circumstances with the injury problems, they do have Joe Alt back, and they've got a good set of receiver weapons. I'm going to keep it simple. Chargers win. Chargers cover 9.5 because I can't pick the Titans to cover even 9.5 with what they've got to offer. And it's sad because I think there are some good moments from Cam Ward. but
Yeah.
they're lost in all the bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Titans need to just um, continue to play as they are and lose games. And I don't even think it's a choice. I think like the lack of talent on this roster, I think they're overmatched most weeks.
Mm.
And so they get behind early, and then Cam Ward is forced into drop back hero ball, and he hasn't got the receivers, and he hasn't got the offensive line. He does have moments where he makes throws. Like I still remember a throw he made against the Cardinals. We're like, wow, what a throw! Like this guy can potentially can play, but you can't see it all together yet because he's under crazy pressure all the time. Yeah, Titans shouldn't hang with the Chargers at all. And it's a bad the way the Chargers play now that they've run the got back to running the ball, they're going to kick the Titans' ass. And yeah, this is not. I don't think this game's going to be close. What's the spread?
Spread is 9.5.
Oh wow. So that's a lot for a Chargers game, but that's a
And
reflection.
the Titans are at home, and it is the 10 a.m. body clock game for the Chargers. So, in
Oh, I'm not
fairness, there are things.
to bet the Titans to cover. Like,
No chance.
I mean, I wouldn't bet the Chargers either, but because one of those games where you bet the line and think, why did I get involved in this game? Why on earth did there are other opportunities out there? Yeah, I won't be watching this game. I'll check in on it, obviously, but Chargers win. Chargers win, and I hope Cam Ward continues to stay healthy because he needs the reps and he needs to learn.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, moving on to the 4 o'clock window. Jaguars coming off the bye at the Raiders, who are also coming off the bye. So the Raiders went into their bye week after an absolute embarrassment.
Did they get shut out?
They got shut out,
Right, yeah.
and the Jaguars went into their bye week off an absolute embarrassment. So it's quite fitting that these two are now playing each other. I'll start with the Jaguars because I was there at the game. I mean, and we'll get to the Rams, but that was like a reality check game to say you're not ready. Like you are not on this level. And it's not like the Jaguars like played particularly badly. It's just that one team is better than the other team, and it was just like that. We're better than you. You're trying whatever you're trying, and it's not working.
Yeah, there's levels.
There's levels. Okay, on defense, they made a few dumb pass interference fouls, but even on the defensive side, it was like we've got the answers to your defense, and you know we're going to stamp on your throat. The spread is the spread is in favor of the Jags by 3.
Yeah,
They are the more talented team.
yeah.
Defensively, they can be a bit aggressive, which is going to give Gino opportunities if he's protected. And the Jaguars' offense, they have everything that you would want apart from the brain in the quarterback. Because Lawrence makes some really strange and dumb decisions. I feel like this guy has not established that there is a line of scrimmage because even in the game in London, I'm like, is he going to cross the line and throw it again? Like, I don't know if he's going to figure it out. I've given him a lot of time to hope that he could figure it out because this is London's team, and I do support them to some degree. But I've lost a lot of faith in Lawrence with what I've seen this year, considering he's with, in my opinion, a very creative head coach
What's
who's
happened
put
to man? What's happened to ETN? He's disappeared as well.
ETN's done okay. I mean, he got shut down against the Rams, so that's no blemish.
No,
He's still been putting up numbers. Like he's still having some big games.
yeah.
I think the bigger worry is Brian Thomas Jr., as I said a few weeks ago. It looked like he had come back into it. But again, watching him in Wembley, like locking my vision on him at times, the body language suggests he's not there. Like he's I don't know what's happened. Like has the rookie success gone to his head? But he doesn't look interested. He's like dragging himself around, and he's not making plays. And in fairness to Lawrence, like I know I started with him, the amount of drops in this game was not good. Like the few moments that our play actually worked against this Rams defense. Drop, drop, drop. Not good execution. But I've said a lot about the Jaguars. The Raiders, I have no faith in. You know, they struggled against the Titans. It looked like the score didn't suggest it, but they struggled through that game. And we haven't seen Gino turn it around. So by default, I'm taking the Jaguars to win. I think Bowers is back, but that's your only threat. So don't let Bowers go off. Jaguars win. Jaguars cover the 3-point spread.
Yeah, I'm impressed you found that much to say about this game, to be honest, because I don't like either of these teams. The win of this game is going to go anywhere long term. I think the Jaguars just they ride or die with their quarterback, and I think their quarterback is showing now that he was the number one overall pick, and he was the best player in college that year with Clemson. He's a national champion, but some guys just aren't NFL quarterbacks. And I think we've seen enough from Trevor Lawrence now to really think that he is not going to take the next step to be even close to your Mahomes and Allens and Lamars and even Herbert's. Like Herbert's way ahead of him. Yeah, he's and these two quarterbacks are a bit crazy. So they could have a great game or they could just have what the hell kind of games. And so
Yeah.
far, Gino's had some terrible games this year. But in recent past, Gino would have turned it around and he would have sprinkled in a couple of really good games in there. But the really good game hasn't come yet. So does it come this week? Who knows? Who knows? It might do against Jacksonville. Might do at home.
He had weapons in Seattle, though. That's the thing.
He did, yeah.
He's
And
got one weapon here.
yeah, and there seems to be something that happens when you put on that Raiders helmet. Some kind of a curse occurs. I don't know. Yeah, I I'll pick the Raiders because why not? Like
I'm not. Yeah.
they might turn up, and I've got no confidence in the Jaguars whatsoever. The Jaguars might sneak into the playoffs as a wildcard team and then get smacked in the playoffs, but that only be because of their schedule
Mm.
and these kind of games. So if they want that to happen, they absolutely have to beat the Raiders. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Who the hell knows with Jaguars Raiders because they're just completely crazy teams. I say that Gino has a good game this week because why not? It's overdue.
Yep. Next up, Saints at the Rams, 14-point spread. Uh, Spencer Rattler has been benched, so we're going to see, is it Tyler Shuck?
Tyler Shuck. Spencer Rattler at least got his win before he got benched, so he won't be winless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So credit to him for that at least. Yeah, he was terrible against the Bears. Terrible.
And it wasn't much better last week because to think that the Saints, I think it was 4 runs in a row at the goal line, and they stopped the Buccaneers, and that place must have been rocking.
Yeah.
Only for Spencer Rattler to roll out to his right, have a defensive end in front of him, think he's going to throw it over him. The DN tips it, intercepts it, and just to add like insult to injury, just pushed him down like a little year 7 and walked into the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall at that point.
So Spencer Rattler was the number one, slight tangent, but Spencer Rattler was the number one high school quarterback in the nation back in the year 2016. He was very, very well thought of. He's the number one high school player in the country. And but yeah, like with Trevor Lawrence, some guys just don't translate to the NFL. And he's not a big guy at all. And playing high school, even college football to professional is a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So who wins this game? Or not? Sorry, silly question.
Who wins this game? The Rams.
Do the Rams cover the 14-point spread?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah. The only way that they don't would be complacency, backdoor cover,
Yeah.
guys maybe. Tyler Shuck turns up and has a wow, wow game. Uh, Tyler Shuck, I'll be honest, I didn't really watch him all that much in college. I just heard the headlines that what they're drafting him here. What? So he was not expected to go that high. Um, that's not a great. That doesn't give me any confidence in Tyler Shuck leading this offense where it's not. And the thing until the last 2 weeks is that, like I've said, the Saints offense wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. The last 2 weeks, okay, terrible. But before that, it wasn't that bad. So
Shaheed has a fumbling problem, unfortunately. For all his speed, it's that classic he can't take care of the football.
yeah, the Rams are really, really good. And yeah, they've been doing it without Puka.
And Puka's back.
The guy's back. Matthew Stafford had that back injury in the summer. He looks fine to me. He's all right.
He was awesome live, I've got to say.
Yeah, I did raise questions about that back injury. Like, is he just wanting the summer off? But
I guess so.
yeah, he looks okay to me so far. So yeah, Matthew Stafford against Tyler Shuck, who I don't know much about except that he was not supposed to get drafted that high. And yeah, that's not a good matchup. Rams win, Rams cover.
Yeah, not anything to add other than I said I hadn't been impressed with the Rams, and they impressed me greatly in London. That was their best, most complete performance by a mile. Uh, so yeah, they are. Let's see where this goes. This is a bye week again. Next up, this has to be the game of the week. Just by virtue of who's involved, it is the Chiefs at the Bills. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Part 10. I've called this greatness versus greatest. I love this matchup. Like, I love these two quarterbacks. I'm probably a broken record, but they are the two best in the league for me. Not close. They don't have well, Josh Allen does not have a great roster. What a shock. So we're going to have to try and elevate it again. The Chiefs look a different team now that guys are healthy. This offense is interesting. I'm not saying that these guys are, elite, but they're good enough, I think. Rice, Worthy, and now Kelsey seems to be back into it. Like he's making some big plays. And it's not like he has to be high volume. It's just two or three big plays. And we're talking about three guys, like they've still got Hollywood Brown behind them. But I think the issue with, it'd be easy to say, well, the Chiefs will just dominate them. The matchup isn't, it doesn't work that way because what are the Bills terrible at? Stopping the run. The Chiefs do not have a great running game. Their running game is Patrick Mahomes. I know that they're giving carries to Hunt and to Pacheco and to their rookie, but it's not great. It really is not. Their biggest runs are from Mahomes. And the question I put to the Bills this week is, can you keep Mahomes in the pocket? Because when he rolls out, that's when he's at his most devastating. In the passing game. Mahomes is good in the pocket as well, but he's just that level more devastating when he's manipulating the coverage because he's rolled out. I don't really think the Bills have the answers on defense. So I think that Mahomes has had back-to-back 3 passing touchdown games. I don't think the Bills can stop him from doing that again. So, this matchup in recent history has been fairly low scoring. I feel like the Chiefs are going to put up points. So can the Bills answer that? I think to some degree they can because they've got 17. But, the irony, we had the wheel spin bet builder with the Bills last week and we chose Keon Coleman under. And guess what? It came in because they don't have threats in the passing game. Yeah, you can look at Khalil Shakir, but what do you think the Chiefs are going to say? He's the one explosive that can hurt us. So
There is
take him away.
there is exciting news for Buffalo on offense. Guess who's back?
Who's back?
The best number 2 in the NFL.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the take the top off wide receiver. The playoff, he turns up in the playoffs. Gabe Davis is back this week.
The 200-yard divisional game against Gabe Davis.
Oh,
Wow.
fun, but at least he is a little bit different than what they've got. At least he does have some speed.
He has speed. Can he catch? Is my question.
Yes, in moments he can.
Now, in fairness, the Chiefs played with their food a little bit against the Commanders,
It was
but
a lot longer than I thought it would be, that game.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Like a lot of turnovers early on, and yeah, they were able to run a bit. I think Josh Allen is going to have to run a lot in this game because surely, again, it's like stop Shakira in the passing game,
Yeah.
stop Cook in the running game because Cook can cook. Yeah.
He can, and that's the thing with the Bills. Like when they get away from the run, it's like, yeah, why? This guy's really, really good, and your offensive line is really good. Just run the ball. Don't turn the ball over. The Bills need to make forced turnovers on defense for this to, yeah. That's what they do. That's what they want to do anyway. But
They get up for this game, obviously, and we've seen it. Like we saw it last year. They got turnovers early, and they won the regular season game. And I think Allen in the regular season is 4-1 against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I say that comes to an end this week. I think the Chiefs are on the up, and I'm not buying anything from the Bills stuffing the Panthers. I still think there's some major issues, particularly on defense. But I hope it's an exciting game. Over under of 52. I say it every time, but I do really feel like this will be high scoring. Chiefs win. Spread is 2 in favor of the Chiefs. So I will say they cover that.
Yeah. I I don't know. This game's a weird one because Buffalo. So Buffalo was supposed to be the number one seed in the AFC based on their schedule, and now they're struggling to catch the Patriots in their own division, and they've had some bad losses so far. The Falcons game was shocking, and this Patriots game was shocking, but I don't buy into the Chiefs being back and everybody, oh, the Chiefs are back and everything's fine and what world order has been resumed and the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl or at least make it to the AFC title game. No, no, no. It's not as straightforward as that. Like this, they've still got,
They're on the up, like is
yeah,
the way I put it.
yeah. But the Chiefs, so all of their plays seem to be like they're short plays that turn into their yards after the catch plays.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
Mahomes is not accurate downfield.
but they're not trying to throw the ball down the field
That's the other problem.
because they
Like they'll
haven't
try it like once or twice a game.
they haven't got that guy. Well, they have got Xavier Worthy, but they're not. He doesn't seem to be that kind of a conventional wide receiver or they're not drawing up those plays. I don't know what it is. And the Bills have a running game if they just stick with it, and they've got an offensive line, but yeah, the Bills can't stop the run. So this game's interesting, just which way, which kind of side of it's going to come out on top because they're both really good, um, and they've both got problems. I'm not as high on the Chiefs. I'm not bought into the recent wins as much as the general public have been, and I'm going to say that the Bills win because it's Josh Allen. It's at home, and the Bills were coasting in the third quarter against the Panthers on Sunday, and the Chiefs played on Monday night, and they were still
Mm.
into the fourth quarter in a competitive kind of game because the Commanders hung around and they turned the ball over. They turned the ball over against the Bills, then the Bills are not the Commanders with Marcus Mariota. They might turn those turnovers into points. So yeah, I'm going to say the Bills win and Josh Allen, 36 rushing yards. Josh Allen's going to have to take off, and I think he will. So yeah, love these games. Love these games. Bills win, and they're underdogs at home, so they cover.
It's a great double. Josh Allen, Mahomes rushing. Like Mahomes is only going to be about 20 something.
Yeah, like and Mahomes has been running a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay, so we move to Sunday night football. Seahawks traveling to the Commanders. Seahawks favored by 3. Jaden Daniels could be back, but
Expect,
Scary Terry is out again.
yeah.
Another player that got his contract late and keeps getting injured in the season.
Okay, so the Commanders season is getting out of hand uh,
Mm.
quickly, and is Jaden Daniels being rushed back? Well, we don't know. He came back. This is his second comeback already this season.
Two different injuries as well.
Yeah, I just hope they're not rushing him back because if the season's done, then just sign off the season. Just
Mm.
um, yeah. But when he did come back earlier this season, he blew out the Chargers. So
And
I
against the Cowboys, he had no weapons.
yeah, and the Seahawks are a dangerous matchup because the Seahawks pressure the quarterback. They've got a good pass rush, and you know that they'll have a quarterback spy as well. And their defense is really good. I don't think Seattle's a team you want to play when you're coming back from an injury. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think the Commanders can't rush the quarterback, and their secondary is no good. This season was just about Jaden Daniels just continuing to carry this team because they're not that talented all around. It was just Jaden Daniels' magic last year that kind of carried them in games.
Another team that has bet on old guys.
Yeah, yeah, and they've done okay, but like this, yeah, I don't think uh, Seattle are at the other end. Seattle are a young team.
Mm.
They're a well coached team, and Jackson Smith and Jigba is incredible. He is incredible, and for a little guy, he gets open. He is really shifty, and he runs some great routes, and he gets open. He seems to be open all the time. You just look up.
It's like the one player that you have to stop, right? Like, okay, I know they've got other guys, but you're like, don't let him go off. And he goes off.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold's playing really well. He just needs to not have the turnovers, and Seattle are gonna. I think Seattle are gonna kill the Commanders in this. I think even with Jaden Daniels being back, like Seattle's pass rush and Mike McDonald as a defensive coach, he's going to have a plan for Jaden Daniels. And I don't think this is the week to come back if he's not ready. I just hope that he is ready. Hope that he is ready because I want to see Jaden Daniels be an NFL quarterback for years and years and years to come. And if the Commanders are done, then just pack it in for the season. Just
Mm.
you're not going to catch the Eagles. Let's be real about it. So, what are you trying to achieve?
Mm. It is dangerous to bet against Daniels, but it's the points that you raised, like old old supporting cast. Like we're talking about the Steelers earlier. This is another old supporting cast. Your number one wideout is out. So, you know,
Hmm.
this Seattle defense, can they stop Debo, Zach Ertz? Okay, like Luke McCaffrey is starting to make some plays LMC, but it's not enough in my opinion. And I know that the Commanders want to run the ball, but it's just inside zone after inside zone. That's not going to fly against the Seahawks. I don't think the 49ers can compete in this division with the injuries that we've got. So I'm really intrigued now. Like we've got, is it two Seahawks Rams to games to come? Those would be some interesting games, I tell you. So yeah, I don't think that the Commanders are going to stop Jackson Smith and Jigba either. Like he's going to get open, and this connection that him and Sam Darnold have is one of the best in the league. Like the understanding is there. So Seahawks win, Seahawks cover, which leads us to Monday Night Football. It's been a while since we've had a stinker on Monday night, but I think this is potentially a stinker. Cardinals at Cowboys. I just want to say one thing. Dak Prescott has had a successful life, but he is not a successful quarterback. And seeing him sitting down, like having a laugh, talking to people when the team's down, what, 27? And seeing CD Lamb in contrast, just tucked away on the bench, just, thinking, fuck my life, basically, from a football point of view. I don't want this guy as my quarterback. It's I know I'm bringing it up again, but MVP talk a few weeks ago. We see the real Dak Prescott in these big games, and no, like seeing that really, I was just like, you don't care about this. You've won at life already. This football stuff, it doesn't matter, or either it did matter and you're now numb to being a loser. And I know that's harsh because you look at the defensive side and they really are losing on that side of the ball. They are trash,
Yeah.
like trash upon trash. You know, RJ Harvey just like, oh, I'll just leak out the backfield and no one's there and I'll just skip into the end zone. It's embarrassing, but this is against the Cardinals. Apparently, Kyler Murray will play, which is intriguing because I actually think that Jacoby Brissett gives them a better chance to win. So it's pick your choice. Like, is this going to be a sort of like Cowboys at home, stat Prescott front running game, or are they going to embarrass themselves further?
So the Cardinals, though. So the Cardinals were 2-5, and they were. Is it 2-5? And they were 2-0. Do you remember?
They were 2-0, yeah.
Right. Every game has been one score.
Ah, okay. They played the Packers very close. They should have won the game.
Yeah.
But that was with Brissett.
Yeah.
The last we saw of Kyler, he almost got concussed because the ball hit him in the helmet.
Yeah.
And he did this weird Tasmanian devil spin and then chuck the ball to the side. So I think this is going to be like Cowboys bounce back game. Stat Prescott. We're at home. Look how good we are. MVP. Cowboys win. Cowboys cover. I'd love to pick the upset, and I would have picked the upset if it was Brissett. I'm just being honest. But when I saw Kyler Murray is back, he doesn't look very good in my like from what I've seen recently.
Yeah, this is a Cowboys game just because it's at home. Just because it's at home. It's almost as simple as that. They they just they seem to have success on offense at home and against a kind of middle of the pack defense that wasn't last week with Denver. Denver pressured them, overwhelmed their offensive line. Dak Prescott made some bad decisions under pressure. There was actually questions. There was legitimate questions going into that game. I heard people tipping the Cowboys to go into Denver and win. It was never a question for me. Never ever a question. It was no, they just don't win in those kind of environments against that defense in that crowd noise. With
And Dak throwing dumb interceptions. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, and it happens too often. You can get if it's one time, you can say, okay, this is a really good defense, but it's happened on multiple occasions over multiple years now where they're one team at home and then they're one team on the road and they're one team against poor defenses and then they're another team against good defenses. Like it's too often now for you to just say he's not learning. He is who he is, and they are who they are. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing when people were tipping the Cowboys to win last week. It's like, no, you're just not. Have you only just started watching football this year or something? Like, no, they're not. They're not going to go into Denver and win. I don't care that they put up some yards last week or the last couple of weeks, and their offense is number one in the NFL, and it's done this, it's done that. Okay, right. Yeah, they just don't win in those environments. But this is at home. This is in Dallas. This is a middle of the pack defense, the Cardinals. But it's a Cardinals game, so they might keep it close. And Kyler Murray might have a great game because it's against this Cowboys defense that is terrible. So, yeah, I say that the Cowboys win. I think this game's going to go over just because of, oh, the over's 53. Wow. 53. That's the highest.
Wow.
That's the highest of the week. And the week includes Bills Chiefs.
I like under because the Cardinals, if they're successful, they will they will try and win time of possession. They tried it against the Niners. They want long drives. So I don't think you're going to see like one play touchdown from the Cardinals because they don't want to.
Yeah, I say that the Cowboys win, and yeah, they'll win by three. I wouldn't, I wouldn't go do much more than three, but it's 2.5. I'm surprised it's 2.5. So Vegas are worried about the Cowboys based on that Denver performance last week, and it's the Cardinals, and every game's close. Yeah,
Yeah, those sneaky Cardinals, 2-5, they'll go and win this one.
but they're 2-5 one-score games, so they could be
Yeah,
seven
yeah.
and 0. They could be 5-2. They could be 4-3, but they're 2-5. They've just been
Mm.
coin flip games and lost 5 times.
Yep. Okay. So that is all the games of week 9 in the books. Who's going off draft week 9? I will kick us off simply by saying run CMC. The Giants are bottom 3 in rushing yards allowed. CMC is going to have a day, I think, on the ground, in the receiving game, high volume to him. Run CMC.
I hope this happens. I'm almost trying to predict it into existence, but I'm going to go with Caleb Williams against the Bengals. It's the Bengals defense. If it's going to happen, it happened with Justin Fields, it happened with Aaron Rodgers. Surely this is a time for Caleb Williams to have a really big game.
I'm going to take a different angle and I'm going to say Nick Bonito against the Texans. I think this is a really bad matchup. I'm not buying what the Texans did last week. That was against third stringers. Nick Bonito is not a third stringer, and he's gone a few games without a sack. I say he has multiple sacks in this game.
Again, I'm going to pick a player who I'm hoping that he has a great game more than expect him to have a great game. But I really hope that JJ McCarthy has a great game against the Lions. And it's in a dome. He's got Justin Jefferson. All the pressure in the world is on him with the other two guys, Darnold and Daniel Jones, having great starts to the season. And did they make the wrong decision? So I really hope young JJ, has a great game this week.
Okay. I'm good. I have to be captain, obvious, I'm afraid. Jahmyr Gibbs against this awful Vikings run defense as of late. I mean, we saw last week Vidal just gash them. What do you think is going to happen with a rested Lions offense? Yeah, Gibbs is a superstar. I think he eats again this week.
Okay, I'm going to say that James Cook has a big game this week against the Chiefs. I think that's the way that the Bills win this game. Keep
Yeah.
Mahomes off the field, control the tempo. They've had problems with James Cook in the past.
He had a big game in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I think that the Bills should lean on James Cook heavily, and if they do, I think he'll have a big, big game.
Okay. I've got a new segment for us, Paul. It's called Touchdown to Glory. We're going to pick two touchdown scorers each. These are not going to be captain obvious picks. We've got a little fourfold here. So, have you got anyone in mind, like a niche kind of pick for a touchdown this week? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
How about Tyler Warren against the Steelers? Steelers have problems covering tight ends. Deshaun Elliott is hurt, not going to play this week. He's the strong safety typically they put on tight ends. I think you might get a nice little price on anytime touchdown.
Okay, so we're starting off with Tyler Warren, and we're getting 31 to 20 on Tyler Warren. So I will I'm going to go for Jordan Addison. So I don't think the Vikings will get completely shut out. Like I think they will at least score. And my thinking is that Jefferson is going to get the attention. Now, JJ McCarthy might throw it up to him anyway, but I'm going to go that sneaky route with the number two receiver. Addison has been explosive since he came back. So Jordan Addison. And
Okay.
let's see the price on that. So for Addison, we're getting 5 to 2.
Okay, slightly more obvious. No, no, it's not obvious, but slightly more favored. I'll go Trey McBride against the Cowboys. Generally, when they're down there in the red zone, they look for Trey McBride. It's the Cowboys defense. I think this game's going to be high scoring. I think he's going to score a touchdown.
I love that shout. Don't have a price for it yet. Um, so that will probably appear tomorrow.
He's 11 to 10.
Oh, you've got it. Okay, cool.
Well,
So
plus 110. Plus 110 in American. I think that's 11 to 10 in ours.
yeah. So I'll add someone that's 11 to 10. Okay. So I mean, this isn't. We'll work on this. We'll get it up there. But I'll go with the prices. The prices are evens. I will take Tucker Craft, man in form. That fourfold comes to 34 to 1. Next week we will get to like 70 to 1. But I like the chances. Like all four guys. So we've gone tight end heavy. Like it's National Tight End Day this week. Three
Yeah,
tight ends and a receiver.
just reacting to everything. But
Okay, so that leaves us with week 9 best bets. Hmm.
okay, I'll go. I'll go. I like the Broncos against the Texans. I don't like the matchup. I just keep it as simple as that. I just don't like Broncos D line, Texans O line. Because of that, Bo Nix is going to have more time than CJ Stroud. Look back through the season so far in the games that the Texans have lost. It's been when CJ Stroud has been pressured. He's going to get pressured this week. Therefore, I think it equals Broncos win.
I like the Lions -9. They're coming off the bye week. They've paid Aiden Hutchinson, who, he's playing at a high level already. I mean, he can really let loose now. And it's more so because of this run defense the Vikings are having trouble with. This is not the team to have that problem against with Gibbs.
I'm gonna. It's no, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna bet against Jaden Daniels, but it's Jaden Daniels. Um, I am gonna I'm gonna try and speak again another bet into existence. So I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco at 40, 41 years old with a dud shoulder. It's going to limit him even if he is out there. And the Bears, if the Bears are ever going to score loads and loads of points, it's going to be against this Bengals defense. And the Bengals defense is back. Everybody is back. They had a couple of weeks off, but now it's back. It's back to save everybody and give the Jets their first win and make Aaron Rodgers think that he's still elite. And yeah, the Bengals defense is back. They've had their players only meeting. So what? Like this is a Bengals defense. This has been over years. Yeah. Caleb Williams, I think, is going to have a big game this week. And yeah, I'm surprised that the spread's only 2.5.
Mm. I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm taking my San Francisco 49ers -2.5. If they win the game, it's probably going to be by at least three. So I feel like they'll be in this game. Usually, when we have a letdown, Shanahan bounces back. I'm sure him and Salah will have a plan this week. The Giants are banged up as well. So that's the angle that I'm taking. It's not we're unhealthy and the other team are at full go. We're both unhealthy. So I'm going to put it down to coaching and the fact that the 49ers offense is actually healthy.
And you generally beat bad teams.
We generally beat bad teams. Yeah.
Yeah. You're well coached. The Giants are not well coached.
And they are bottom three in run defense.
While
So
we've got the Giants, just to get something off my chest,
yep.
because I watch when I watched the Giants Eagles games, there was a couple of terrible calls in that game.
The tush push.
Yeah, so what the hell's going on with that play? Okay, but even with the tush push, what about the so the Giants? So they're down. I can't remember what the exact score was at that moment, but they were down multiple scores. And the Slayton touchdown where he got called for the push off. So Jackson Dart throws a bomb to Slayton, who's beaten Mitchell, and Slayton gets called for a push off. OPI. It's just it's just football. It's just the play. It's not a flag. Like they're both involved. They're both involved in hand fighting as it's going down the field. So the Giants went from a a fourth down conversion touchdown to make it within 10 or something. I can't remember the exact score. And from that,
The turnover.
no, they had to punt because
Oh,
back. So it turned into like fourth and 20 something and they punted. And that was game over. And Dable was going mad, but when you watched it back, you're like, what am I watching? Like, what? It's never offensive pass interference. Just I don't know what the hell's going on. And why are there that many cameras? Why are these players like not why are they not reviewed is what I'm trying to say. Like if after the event it's technically a scoring play. He's run in.
yeah. So, and it's 2025. Like these things aren't going to take long to review.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the point that even at the point he's beaten him, and he's got a hand extended. So he's already beat him. He's already like away. I don't know. You need to watch that. You need to watch that to get what I'm saying. You're just like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we
I
doing?
mean, that's how you know me. I've not had a problem with the tush push. Like I'm like, you can't stop it. Find a way to stop it.
Yeah.
But after seeing this, I'm now done with it because you're going to call the play dead when like Jalen Hurts is still moving like through the motion. That's a fumble.
Mm.
So like I'm out on the tush push now because if we're not gonna if we're not gonna call it properly when that's a clear fumble, he's not on the ground, what are we doing?
I heard something this week which does make sense. So on special teams, they used to, on field goals, they used to push their biggest guy through the middle to
Oh,
kind of truck and block kicks.
mhm.
Because of the danger involved in that play, it was made illegal. So why is it not illegal in offense when it's illegal on special teams?
Yeah.
You could not do, take the football out of it. You can't push people forward on to block kicks on special teams because of the
Mm.
but on offense it's okay. And
Yeah.
also, and I hate piling on, but when you look at the tush push when it's freeze framed and like you saw all the Fox cameras when they were covering the Eagles games, they full start on every single play.
Great, even
No,
better.
I know it's pretty, but it's not even remotely close.
Yeah. So I think it could be on the way up now
Yeah.
because that's one thing, but like that's a crazy decision. Like the Giants could literally pick the ball up and run it back. I mean, they definitely recovered it,
Mm.
and the Eagles then score from that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
crazy.
Nothing will get done until the off season because like they've signed off this year.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that changes the game. Like the Eagles win the game,
No.
but let's just like get these decisions right.
Yeah. 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 If because these plays are kind of ugly now as well.
Yeah, I mean they ran it 4 times in a row against someone. Was it last week? And I was like, okay, this is a little bit. I don't want to see that.
What they
So
first down, they ran a tush push on first down.
so it was third down.
Yeah.
Was it so it was near the goal line. That's why. So at first they got the third down.
Yeah.
Or was it second? Maybe it was second down, third down. They got it on fourth down, and then they ran it again to get the touchdown. So it was literally like 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't good.
Yeah. I've seen some teams be really effective at like the first bit of knocking them back, but then it's almost like they come in waves.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's really effective. Like, and I didn't have a problem with it until, oh no, you can't force a fumble on it. Like, what are we doing?
it's it's not a special play, it's still a football play. So of course you can force a fumble. What the heck are you doing, man? What are we doing? Yeah,
And
they
they were like, oh, forward progress had been stopped. I mean, like, no, everyone's moving forward as the ball's getting like knocked out of his hands. So
yeah.
crazy.
I don't know. I never liked that forward progress kind of thing. Like anyway, because obviously we grew up in a country where rugby's played and like you compete for the football. Like what you do in forward progress, you fight for every inch.
I mean, at least give it like 20 seconds, not like 1 second. Oh no, forward. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it. I,
Yeah. Okay. Well, we round off week 9. Will spin bet builder. What are we going to get this week? Let's see what we're going to get.
Raiders Jags. Let's go.
Wow, Raiders Jags would be pretty crazy. Let me just get that nice and lined up. Right, here we go. Oh, you will not believe it. Vikings at the Lions. I have to just say it, Captain Obvious, but Jameer Gibbs, total scrimmage yards.
Yeah, slightly Captain Obvious as well. I'll go with Justin Jefferson receiving yards, quarterback
Yep.
proof, numbers 80 or a little bit under 80.
Let me get I mean, this game usually is crazy, like crazy offense. So it's probably a good spin. So let's have a look. Uh, so Jefferson is at 73.5. I love that.
Yeah, he hits that every week.
Gibbs is at 101.5, but I still like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what else do we like though? Hmm.
I like I like Amon Ra as again, Amon Ra St. Brown. Do we go catches or receiving yards? Because he could have a lot of catches.
The
Is
number's 78.5. So receptions receptions is 6.5. I
I
quite
prefer
like it.
yards. Yeah, I prefer yards. 76 and a half yards. Yeah. Amon Ra St. Brown over.
What I like about it is they consistently target him.
Yeah.
But with Laporta and Jameson Williams, it's hot and cold. So this feels like a good shout. So yeah, okay. Amon Ra St. Brown over 78.5 receiving yards. Uh, so that gets us to all right. So we're at six already. I don't know how much this is going to add, but I want to add Jameer Gibbs anytime touchdown.
Okay.
So 1 to 2. Wow. Okay, that is a fairly obvious pick. So we probably need at least one more. It's a bit dangerous with. I mean, the Vikings should be playing from behind, so I
Yeah.
think McCarthy's surely got a throw. It's
Yeah.
just their offensive line is bad as well, which doesn't help.
Do you have their JJ McCarthy to throw an interception?
Ooh, let's see, because I know I've got sacks on here, so I've gone to Sky Bet this week because it felt like Virgin was a little bit limited.
Okay.
Interceptions. You know what? We don't have it on here, I don't think. So, hmm.
Do they have total points for the Lions?
Oh, we do. JJ McCarthy to throw an interception. You good with that one?
Yep.
Okay.
What's that price?
8 to 13.
Okay.
So I mean, they fancy it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Has that gone on? Not available for build a bet. Why not?
Because have we got two things with Gibbs? Take out Gibbs anytime touchdown.
Okay, take Gibbs out. Nah, they don't like the interception to be added to it. What?
Oh,
That's really weird.
okay.
Okay, fine.
I saw, do they have Goff longest completion?
I feel like I've seen this.
Goff longest completion I can see at 35.
Or is it this? This might be on Virgin. Is that a Bet365 market that you used to go to?
Yeah.
That's a good one as well. No bueno. No bueno on those ones. Man, Bet365 used to be good.
Okay. How
Hmm.
about
I mean, what about sacks? Like, do we like Hutch to get a sack?
yeah, yeah, just to get a sack? Yeah,
One sack. So Aiden Hutchinson, one sack is 4-9.
two sacks.
Can we do two? Why are they just doing it at one? Oh my god. Is there an alternate? No, we got to go with one, unfortunately.
Okay, forget that. That's too low.
So
Uh,
I think we're at 13 already. So if we want to add one more, I think we've got a good little
so what?
cocktail.
13? Got
So 13, we've got Jefferson,
yeah,
Gibbs total scrimmage,
yeah,
Amon Ra receiving,
yeah.
Gibbs anytime touchdown, and Hutchinson one sack.
At 13 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy with that.
Job done. Okay. I like it because I think it'd be risky to throw anyone else in receiving for Vikings, um, because you just don't know. Like worst case scenario, the game's over early in the fourth quarter and it's backups. I'm just saying worst case scenario. Um, I would still feel confident that Jefferson's got 74 by then.
Yeah. Do you want to call it back? So we got
Yeah. So Justin Jefferson over 73 and a half receiving yards. Jameer Gibbs over 101 and a half total scrimmage yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 78 and a half receiving yards. Gibbs anytime touchdown. And Aiden Hutchinson one or more sacks. 13 to 1 on Sky Bet.
love that.
Love it.